Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about how to make artwork with references. As you can see here, this is one of my landscape artworks, and I have a lot of different colors throughout here. Now, I wasn't 100% true to my reference, however, I did use the reference a lot to understand how the light and shadows work. I created this image using a program called Procreate, and I relied pretty heavily on my reference picture, mainly looked at one reference picture at the same time. Now, I think it's good if you're doing a study to rely on one, but if you want to create your own artwork or own landscape from imagination, it's good to have a lot of different references. So right now, I'm just going to focus on talking about having one reference. So what a reference is when you have an image that you're studying and you're looking at to make your artwork. So here was my reference image. Some things to note: this was a photograph that I took myself, and that means that because I took it myself, I was a little bit more invested, because since I was actually at this place, at this beautiful forest, stepping on the snow, I have an emotional connection to it. And when you have an emotional connection to something in art, then chances are it's going to be a lot more meaningful. When you're looking at this picture, there's a lot of really dark greens and a lot of shadow in here. And I was particularly interested in how the light was coming through here and then the darkness of this little passageway. It kind of had a bit of a fantasy vibe to me, and that was something that I thought was really cool. And I wanted to demonstrate my own picture. Now, I started off blocking this image and with those greens, because that was something that when I was looking at my reference picture, the greens were really sticking out a lot to me. As I built onto it and added more with the forest, I kept with that green color scheme quite a lot, but I lightened it up to give it a softer feeling. Not quite as dark. I wanted mine to be more approachable, you could say. I added in the light so that when I was talking about the lights coming through, that part of my reference photo was something that I really liked. Again, for your reference, here is the light right there, and again, that was a part that I really liked. Now, this quite enough by itself did not have enough shadows in it, so I added the shadows later to create that mysterious little area. And this was the artwork I created, using the power of reference. Creating a piece, it's really helpful to gather some of my own reference images. So these are all images that I took, and I have a lot of them from different areas. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I picked the different ones I picked and how I'm going to go through the process of creating a new image based on all of these different images that I collected and created and plopped into Procreate. So I have this one that I like because it shows the water, the roads, and the trees. And it was just kind of the initial one. So it kind of gives me the initial gist of what I was thinking about for my picture, the initial vibe. This I liked because it has a close-up of the water. It has really good texture for the water, and I know that's going to come in useful later when I'm going to add some water in my picture. I like this one because of the sky with the sun, and then just the treetops on there is really nice. These two have the different mushrooms. I liked how the mushrooms looked, and I thought they'd be fun to paint, so I added those in there. I have them from different angles. So this is one where it's towards the bottom of the ground, and this is at an angle where it's looking up. So I thought that could be really cool. Also liked the idea of incorporating the snake somehow. Now, technically, these were taken in summer, and this photo was taken in fall. So I'm gonna have to use some imagination and some creativity to make it so that the snake fits into this more summer-like scene. Here I'm at currently. The goals that I want to have moving forward is I want to have more contrast and make it so that the darks look darker, the light is coming in more. I also want there to be more depth, so I want there to be more feeling of distance and space. So that's going to be my goal moving forward in the next chunk. To finish this out, I'm going to go do a color dodge layer, and I'm going to be adding in some light. So the light's coming from this direction, so I'm going to be working on adding that light in and really having that light now that I have my shadows more established. I'm gonna call this done. If you have any questions about my process, want to know any questions and just kind of any final details, let me know. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you, love to talk to you. Thanks.